So I have just come back from my 11th viewing of Jurassic World Rebirth, and whilst my opinion of the movie is starting to get a little bit better once I can explain things such as yesterday's video about the Mosasaurus, there are still some things that really irk me, and I think I have to get it off my chest because it's so funny. Just before I went into watching the movie again for the 11th time, which is crazy to even say, I was seeing some discourse on Twitter and in my personal chat and my personal life about something so specific at the start of the movie, and I thought it was so ironic because I've been meaning to make a video on this for such a long time. So after seeing all of this discussion on Twitter and then going straight into the movie and literally watching it just a few minutes later, I had a lot to think about. So today we're going to talk about that opening sequence of Jurassic World Rebirth and discuss why there are problems there and why it actually is a big problem. I'm sure you guys already know what we're going to talk about, so we're just going to get into this video. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel for your daily dose of Jurassic content. Be sure to get your Rebirth inspired merchandise via the link in the description, and leave a like on the video if you enjoy it any given moment. But for now, let's get into the biggest error in Jurassic World Rebirth. So Jurassic World Rebirth certainly had a few retcons when you first viewed the movie, but what I've discovered is that the more you view it, the more you start to explain these things. Sure, technically they could be considered headcanon reasons, but using the logic of the established lore, we've been able to work out some things so far, and we'll go into a deeper video sometime later this week. I've got a lot of travelling to do this week, so do forgive me, but later this week we'll discuss the retcons and try our very best to explain all of them. But in today's video, this retcon it's inexplainable. It's so hard to even try to come up with an idea of what they actually meant. And we're talking about the text that appears on screen to kind of establish where this movie takes place in the timeline. And it just messes things up, and I really do hope that for the digital release, which is coming in less than a month by the way, that they are able to correct it and edit it as it does release. Of course, we are talking about that quote where it says, "It's been 32 years since dinosaurs returned." Now straight up, it's wrong. It's straight up just wrong. I don't think that we should be taking this text on screen as canonical because I've seen so many people be so confused by that. So let me try to explain this. So firstly, the opening prologue of Jurassic World Rebirth takes place 17 years earlier. But throughout the whole movie of Jurassic World Rebirth, we do not get a definitive time as to when this takes place besides summer break. That's literally it in the actual movie. We have to go to the synopsis, which confirms when Jurassic World Rebirth takes place, and it confirms that it is 5 years after the event of Jurassic World Dominion, which should be between the years of December 2027 and November 2028. But considering we know that it is the summer, that means it is the summer of 2028, meaning that the prologue takes place in 2011. But this is where things start to get confusing, very confusing. So the text appears on screen and it says, present day. Now whenever we watch a movie, typically present day means the year in which the movie is released in, so that should be 2025. But 2025 is not 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion. No, Jurassic World Dominion took place in November of 2022. So 2025 is most certainly not 5 years after Dominion. So to say it's present day is straight up wrong. So then you have to try and look at it like, okay, maybe that was a mistake. But then the very next text literally says it's been 32 years since dinosaurs returned, which again is completely wrong no matter what year it is in. We know as a very solid fact that the first ever dinosaur that returned was the Microceratops in the year 1986. That is pure fact. It was first showcased to us on the Masrani Global website, and even though that is canon, some people are like, yeah, but it's just the website. That's where we go to Jurassic World Dominion, where we literally see the Microceratops in May of 1986 alive and kicking. We can see it right there, the date is on screen. So this is all canonical information. So 32 years from the year of 1986 brings us to 2018, the year that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom takes place in, which again does not make any logical sense whatsoever. 32 years from 2025 is not 1986. 32 years from 2028 is not 1986, it's upwards of 40. So logically speaking, sure, it technically has been 32 years since dinosaurs returned, it hasn't been exactly 32 years since dinosaurs returned. It's been more like 41 years. So this text has thrown everyone on Twitter into a frenzy. Some people thinking Rebirth is in 2027, some people think in 2028, some people think in 2025, when logically if you read everything on screen as canonical it should be 2018, which again makes no sense whatsoever. So what's actually happening with this text? Well, if we go back 32 years from 2025, we get to 1993, which was the release of the original Jurassic Park movie. In the canonical timeline, that isn't even when the public were made aware that dinosaurs have returned. That would be 1997 after the San Diego incident in the Lost World Jurassic Park. So even then, to say that it's been 32 years since dinosaurs returned, at least to the mainland, doesn't make any logical sense. Now I know I'm not a family friendly content creator, but I'm going to keep it family friendly here, but they have royally effed up this timeline by including that text. Now it's clear when they did say 32 years since dinosaurs has returned, they actually meant 2025, and that's probably what they meant by the present day. But adding present day when the movie takes place in 2028 is just completely illogical. So I have no clue even how to begin to explain this, and I have no clue as to why the director even approved something like this to be added into the movie. Albeit Gareth Edwards did a phenomenal job with Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm just surprised he signed off on that text being allowed. And the thing is, it actually reminds me of another movie called Spider-Man Homecoming. At the start of Spider-Man Homecoming, it takes place just after the events of Avengers in 2012. And then on screen it says 4 years later, when actually Spider-Man Homecoming takes place canonically 8 years after. And I know for a fact for years now, fans of Spider-Man and Marvel have said that it's very annoying and they don't know why they haven't changed it when it released digitally, because it's canonically wrong. So that's the best comparison I have for you guys here, because the same thing has happened with Jurassic World Rebirth. That text at the start is canonically wrong, and honestly speaking, I don't think we should be paying any attention to it whatsoever. I think they've completely worded it incorrectly, and I think that's the problem. Maybe there was some kind of lost in translation error, I don't know, but they've clearly got something wrong. So I'm here to tell you right now, do not pay any attention to the opening text that appears in Jurassic World Rebirth. It's canonically wrong, it's inaccurate, and there's no even way to justify it. It's clear that they were meant to say, in the present day, 2025, for the viewer, it's been 32 years since the original Jurassic Park, for the viewer. But then they should have probably said 2028, and then they would have started the movie. Honestly, that would have been a lot better, so why they went down this route, I don't know. But I needed to talk about this, I needed to get it off my chest because everyone seems confused, but that's the final answer. Don't pay attention to it. Hopefully this video reaches Universal and they have time to edit it before they put it on discs, before I think it's August 5th it's releasing. That should hopefully be plenty of time to edit and change that sequence because it's wrong, it's inexplainable, and it doesn't aid anything to the canon of Jurassic. That alongside many other retcons which we'll get into in another video. But yes, the text that you see at the start of Jurassic World Rebirth is wrong and it should not be paid attention to. I think I've explained it well enough in this video, but if you have any questions, head on down to the comments and feel free to ask them. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are one of those who were confused about this opening text, head on down to the comments. I'm sure you weren't the only one. Personally, I sat there and I watched it and I read it and I looked at Dangerville who was watching it next to me and we were like, that makes no sense. This movie takes place in 2028. How has it been 32 years? It makes no logical sense whatsoever, so clearly Universal, or whoever was in charge of this, has messed up, and hopefully they will fix it by the time it releases on digital platforms on August 5th. If you enjoyed today's video, please do not hesitate to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new around here for your daily dose of Jurassic content. But most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.